everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another day of the 28 days of insanity. On today's video we are doing yet another reading project, vlog, experiment, whatever you want to call it. We went through our bookshelves, and amongst the books that we haven't read yet, we went to see which blurbs they have on the cover. You know, when the books have some saying fascinating, amazing, best book of the year, and it's a quote from another author about that book. Right, so we went to read those blurbs on the covers of the books that we haven't already read, and we looked until we found blurbs from authors that we have in the past read and loved. Let's say Maria wrote a book, I read the book by Maria and I loved it, so now I'm going to find a book that has a blurb by Maria and I'm going to read that book and see if I can trust my beloved Maria that wrote an amazing book. I want to see if she's actually has good taste, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that's what we did. We found books that we haven't read with blurbs from authors that we have read and loved. So after going through my shelves, I didn't have that many options. I did have lots of books that have blurbs of other authors that I have on my bookshelf, or other authors that I have heard of, but not that I have read and loved. Oh my god, this is a mess. This is probably the most complicated video to explain. So let's just move forward. I think you've understood and you're gonna understand better now that I showed you. But I had this book, In 5 Years by Rebecca Sterling, and it has a blurb by Beth O'Leary. You see there? It says stunning, Beth O'Leary. Beth O'Leary wrote the book The Flat Chair that I loved. I read it in 2019, I believe. I gave it 5 stars. And so, because of Beth O'Leary and because of The Flat Chair, I will be reading this one. You see? Do you understand the concept? I hope you do. So it has a blurb from someone I read, I loved, and now let's find out if my beloved Beth can recommend me a book that is good. That's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be reading. In fact, yesterday I read the first 2 pages of this book in bed, but Josh was asleep and I didn't want to have the light on for much longer, so I just read 2 pages just to get into the story, and then I turned the light off. Today I'm gonna be reading this and I'll keep you updated and I'll let you know. This is about this woman who has like her dream job and her dream man, and I think they're engaged or something. And then one day she has a dream where it's her life, but it's completely different, and she's in love with someone else. And she obviously dismisses the dream because it's just a dream, except 5 years later, she meets that guy from her dream in real life. And dun dun dun. I don't know, I'm very curious. It's a very short book, so I'm curious to see how such story develops in such a short book, but I'll keep you posted and we'll talk later on.
Later that same evening.
Guys, this book is so good. It's so good. I wanted to come here and record an update because I'm gonna go to bed now and I'm more than halfway through, as you can see. There's a big chance that I'll be finishing this tonight. This is so good. I'm so happy with this book. It's not exactly what I thought. It's better. It's one of those romance stories that seem like real life to me. Happy, but a little bit heartbreaking at the same time. It just took a turn that I wasn't expecting. Like, I wasn't expecting the plot to go in this direction, and now that is making me think that the reason why certain things have happened is because of this turn in the plot now. And oh my god, I'm curious to see if it's what I'm thinking and if things are gonna relate to each other like that, but I'm terrified to find out because it's going to be heartbreaking if that's the case. Oh my god. It's so good though, it's so good. It's a very short book. It's going to be finished soon, and I didn't want this video to be one of those where I say, I'm gonna read a book. I read a book. Even though it's pretty much that, but oh my god, I'm gonna have to talk to you better tomorrow after I finish the book because I'm out of words at the moment, but it's a very good book. It's between a 4 and a 5 stars at the moment. I know these videos are not interesting for you guys because I'm not sharing anything, and I feel bad because it's literally what I said a minute ago. I'm gonna read the book and then I read the book. And what kind of content is that? I don't know, but when the book is so good, it's, you know it. It's impossible to stop. And I managed to stop now because I want to get ready for bed, but I don't know if I'll be able to stop again. Oh my god, I am so scared. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good morning. I finished the book at 4 a.m. last night and I just woke up. I'm super sleepy. The book is amazing. I'm giving it 4 stars, but it's like 4.5 stars. I'll tell you a little bit more later on during the day when I'm slightly more awake. But I just wanted to let you know that I finished the book. Let's talk about In 5 Years and what this book is about. Like I told you in the beginning of this video, we're following a girl that has a dream of 5 years in the future where she's married to another guy, and then she wakes up and goes back to the current timeline, and the book develops from there and it spreads across those 5 years. It's interesting because the 5 years ahead are 2025, so I like books that are set in a future but in a realistic future, and it's funny for me as well to think, what will my life look in 2025, you know? During those 5 years that we are following in this book, we follow her, the main character, what's her name? Danny. And it's very focused as well on her friendship with her best friend from childhood, Bella. It's a realistic friendship, in my opinion. They're both adults, so it's not like in a young adult romance where they're best friends forever and they're together all the time and I don't know, those kind of things. In here, they're both adults, they both have a job, and so they're not together all the time. They talk every now and then, but they're still a very big part of each other's lives, and I did appreciate that. And I don't want to really tell you anything about this book, much more than what I already said, because I really enjoyed this, and I want you guys to go pick it up. It's very short, you're gonna read it in one afternoon, and it's so emotional. I didn't cry, but it's very good. I wasn't at all expecting this to be about the things that it was and to touch the topics that it did, or even to have this approach. I thought it was going to be very focused on, like, I don't know, finding the guy that she saw in the future or something, but it's nothing like that. It's more focused on the point on how life evolves and what decisions take you to certain things and how things are not exactly what you think they are. Okay, I'm gonna shut up because I don't want to give you any more spoilers, but do pick this up. I'm giving it 4 stars. It's like a 4.5 stars, and I feel like in any other moment in my life I would have given this a 5, but this year I'm trying to be more critical to my 5 stars and really question myself, is this one of my all-time favorite books? And if the answer is yes, then I'll give it a 5. But if the answer is no, like, I love this book and I did, but I don't think it would be one of my all-time favorite books, and so I don't think it deserves a 5. But in any other year of my life, this would be a 5 stars for me. This year, because I'm trying to be more critical, it's not, but it's still a very good book that I do recommend. And after I finished reading it, I went on Goodreads and I read a couple of reviews. It's something I enjoy doing when I finish reading a book, knowing what other people think. Lots of people love this and give it 5 stars. And then there's a couple people who found this a disappointment because it doesn't exactly has the vibe that says here at the back cover. I don't know how to explain, but some people find that disappointing. For me, it was very interesting, the fact that the story is what says here, but in a very different way, and for me that was very interesting. So I did like that. I hope you pick up this book, and in the words of Beth O'Leary here in the cover, the reason why I was reading this, she said, stunning. And indeed I agree, this was a stunning book. So I hope you pick it up. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to check out Natasha's video as well and see which book she's reading and from which blurb and from which author. And if you haven't caught up on yesterday's vlog and the one before and the one before and the one before, then go do that. And don't forget to come back tomorrow for another video here on the land of the 28 days of insanity. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.